How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Is It a Buy, where we talk about stocks and try to determine if they are worth a buy or maybe a pass. My name is Corey. I just like to preface the video by saying I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who likes to talk about stocks, so please take what I say with a grain of salt, all right? It is a very early morning for me. Good morning, everybody. I was just too excited. I had to get up and take a look at the Ortex data as soon as it came out. I kind of been taking a look at our favorite stocks, and I want to talk about what's going on, right? We have a few T+2 updates. I did miss the OCGN T+2 update yesterday, so we'll talk about that. We'll talk about just a bunch of our favorite heavily shorted stocks. I will be including AMC today because I do want to talk about that one a little bit because I feel like I've been neglecting it just a tad, even though I love it. I'm still in it. It's my favorite, and so let's go ahead and get into it. I have Ortex pulled up just to show it has been updated. It was, recently updated for today. And let's take a look. I'm going to start with a Webull first, only for AMC. Everything else is going to be in Ortex because I want to see where we are with AMC. Yesterday, we were down 5.18%. We ended the day at $40.80. And the after hours were down a little more, 0.88%. But we can see right here, kind of what's going on here. I'm looking for a bounce off of this level of support around here, around, the $40 mark. Right now, I know I have a few levels of support around here. It looks like we're kind of teetering on them. These are old levels of support that I had from back here. Support and resistance, looks like more recently resistance. And looks like it just kind of automatically played around those areas, which is what you want to see in technical analysis, right? Kind of makes sense. And so realistically, I'm looking for that bounce over here. I'm really hoping we get the bounce. And hopefully we're back in bullish territory, going back to 70 soon or something like that. All right, because that'd be fantastic. Okay, so let's look at the Ortex data for AMC and see what's going on here, because I also want to be crystal clear that keep in mind this Ortex data does not show synthetic shares, naked shorts, things like that. So this information for AMC, I believe, is potentially most likely skewed just not in a negative way for the stock, right? So looking at this information, if it scares you, of course, I'm not a financial advisor, make your own decisions. But me personally, I'm going to continue to hold. I feel confident in the stock. I feel confident in the DD and everything going on. And I think that when and if there's some kind of change for payment for order flow, dark pool, stuff like that, I feel like there will be some serious moves with the stock. And for me, it's worth it. I don't want to miss it. All right, so little disclaimer there. So let's take a look at the free float on loan. It is 20.98%. This is a metric I've been looking at recently because I usually look at the shares on loan. And if we can understand, we've been at AMC a long time, so seeing the shares on loan makes a lot of sense to us. But if you're not familiar with the stock, I think it may be better to look at the free float on loan. 20.98% is very substantial, right? And of course, I do believe this to be higher because of the naked shorting. So do take that in mind. And we can see what's going on with this metric here. Oops, I want to do that, and we can see here, right? Just a little thing I've been doing. See if I can't zoom in, but we take a look. It's trending upward, which is what we want to see. That was a terrible trend line, but we can see it's kind of trending upward. Even back here, we can see it's not trending downward yet, right? So I feel pretty good with where it's at right now. I think it's as long as it continues to trend upward, free float gets higher. I think there's a lot of fuel in the tank for that. That's what that'll mean. Free float on loan, we already talked about that percentage. Still trending upward as well. And the estimated short interest right here, this one's been a little bit tricky for me. And I don't know if Ortex is still just calibrating or what's going on here. If heavily shorted, not heavily shorted, if what are they called? Hedge funds or institutions, if they've figured out how to game the system for AMC on Ortex or something. It looked like they figured out how to do that on Fintel. So I wouldn't be surprised if they all know that we're looking at Ortex and they finally cracked the code or something. I don't know. But, this now it's kind of weird. It was trending upward pretty dramatically, right? It was looking super solid. We got all the way to 20.83. 20.92 was the all-time high. So, and then randomly just dropped all the way. Now this first drop over here from 20 to 17 was a recalibration, right? So I'm not sure if it's still recalibrating and it's going to go back up or what's going on here. I'll continue to monitor it, but do keep in mind that, this information may be kind of skewed for AMC particularly because I think there's so much on the line for these hedge funds. Okay. So I just want to talk about AMC really quick. Let's go ahead and talk about Progenity, right? Prog. This one, let's see what's going on. Okay, so here we go. So keep in mind, we had this huge kind of run these past few days. It was up just under 40% on the day 2 days ago. And we can see here the utilization, so this means they may have returned some of the shares that they're shorting. And so now, the utilization goes down to 95%. So theoretically, now they have more ammo to short the stock, a little more ammo, and until it goes back up to 100, right? And whenever it's at 100%, they're out of ammo. So that's what I kind of expected here. So that's okay. Let's go ahead and continue. We'll look at the shares on loan. This is insane. So I did not expect this at all, because usually whenever they cover the stock, like some of the shares this should have gone down, right? If they return some of the shares, those shares are no longer on loan, and the utilization should drop. So one of these numbers may be a little off. It's very, very strange to me that these numbers are so high, because how? Well, that's insane. There's no way it should be at an all-time high. That makes me extremely bullish for what's going on. I'm so happy I took my position. I'm going to hold my position for a long time. This play looks like it has a lot of steam to go. So yeah, I'm hyped up on it. Even the free float on loan, like this is even higher than it was, because before it was at around 68%. Now it's at 70.87%. So 70.87% is extremely high. Okay, if apes hold, theoretically, in my head, if apes hold 30% of the float, diamond hand, I mean, this could actually like really squeeze like violently. Okay, let's take a look at the short interest, right? Look at the short interest right here. Also at an all-time high of 65%. Before it was at 63%, right? Whenever it had this crazy move. So this stock is looking amazing. I know some people are having FOMO. I got a lot of comments about, hey, like, is it too late to take a position and stuff? I even see it on PROG has their own like subreddit that I found, and people are like, oh, is it still play? Is it still going on? Based on these numbers, I like to wait the T+2 to see what's going on. And this is actually what I did previously, right? I waited to see T+2, see what was going on with the stock. It started to trend upward, and I was like, oh, I'm hopping in. And so, if you are looking to make a position, just not financial advice, do your own thing. And maybe a good time to take your position. ATER. Okay, let's talk about this one. This one I'm actually pretty dang optimistic on, as well as PROG. We could take a look at the utilization over here. 90. It's like trending upward right here. You can see a little more microscopically, and the utilization 99.66. I mean, that's plenty for it to have a violent move, like a crazy super high day. Keep in mind, yesterday it was up 11%, and so tomorrow I think is going to be a little more indicative of what's going on, but today might also be like a crazy high. It might have a huge run like PROG did, right? I wouldn't be surprised if today it had like a 25-30% run. I wouldn't be surprised at all. So yeah, so shares on loan trending upward for a few days now. The free float on loan, which is this percentage right here, also trending upward, all-time high being 89%. Holy smokes. And then we can see right here 77.26 is where it is currently. And the short interest, again, I look at this more of a threshold, but I think I'm starting to feel like there may be some kind of validity to it being super high, but I think if it's high enough, it still matters. It still counts. And this one, while it's not as high as it once was at 70%, it is currently at 30.75%, which in my personal opinion is high enough. Unfortunately, it's too early. The cost to borrow mins and stuff like that, like all this information is missing. But either way, I still wanted to get this video out. Let's look at utilization over here for BBIG, right? BBIG we're all pretty excited about. And so BBIG utilization is currently at 100%. Now, even at 99%, I'm extremely bullish on this, but that looks pretty good. Let's look at the shares on loan, right? Because look, shares on loan, 33.8 million, all-time high 34. Wait, that doesn't look right. 34 million. Oh yeah, 34. Oh my gosh, math is hard. 33.8. So we're so close to the all-time high again. And it's just looking so solid. Free float on loan, not quite the all-time high, but 36.11. And then the short interest, 25.04%, which I think is plenty for it to have another move. We got two more for you. We have a Smile Direct Club. So let's take a look at SDC, and we can see here that Smile Direct Club is at, percentage of the free float on loan is 49.69%. And then the utilization, I forgot to do utilization. Utilization is all the way up here at 98.87%. I mean, just plenty for it to go on a move. And then the short interest, while not the all-time high 57%, is currently at 32.88%. Excuse me. And man, all of these, well, let's go this one, and I'll kind of give you my 2 cents really quick. So OCGN, right? So I missed the T+2 update I think it was Monday or Tuesday, and so we're just gonna do it anyways. It's at 96.85% or 96.85% for the utilization. The shares on loan is now at an all-time high, right? All-time high. Free float of the loan is 40%, and we can see again this is also at an all-time high. It's trending upward, and we can see the short interest is also not quite the all-time high. It's at 32%, all-time high being 34.7%. Yeah, so all of these plays, the reason I bring them up, and I know I leave out GameStop, and the only reason I leave out GameStop, I still have my position, every single one of them. I'm not changing my position in GameStop either, is because especially GameStop and AMC, well, mostly GameStop, those numbers they don't seem accurate in Ortex, and I don't want to shill anyone from anything, from any kind of play. But I'd be afraid of people looking at this numbers and being, whoa, like something's weird. So, and something is weird with GameStop. So I just want to be clear there. Like, I'm personally, I really like the stock. I'm in it. I'm holding. They're changing their whole business. It's very impressive. I can't believe what they were able to do. So that's that. But all these other plays, these are my fun plays while I'm holding. All of these are extremely heavily shorted stocks. And, there are others out there, so we'll see which ones really take off. But these are kind of the plays that I'm really into right now while I'm waiting, basically chump change in comparison to my AMC position. But I just want people to know about these just in case, you want to make a little bit of money on the side or have some fun and continue practice trading rather than, just holding all day, which is what I'm doing. But holding can get boring sometimes, and so I think it's fun to do some other trades and just have a good time with it. All right, continue your education. But all right, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. You guys have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for bearing with me through that. Peace.